What is up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. This is Eric the Cosmic Wizard, and this is Cosmic Tarot. This is going to be a collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus video. So eat the meat, spit out the bone, take what resonate, and let's leave the rest behind. Alright, collective. We're going to get into this reading. I hope everyone's enjoying their day. Whenever you see this reading will be for you. These are all timeless readings. So eat the meat, spit out the bone, take what resonate, and discard the rest. Alright. King of Swords here in reverse. So, it could have been masculine energy here, the Six of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so this is giving me father figure or a boss. Someone here who had some type of authority, but they misused it. It could have been a boss. Someone who was very, controlling and like what's the word I'm looking for? Emotionally just cold, like a very someone who just was not very in touch with their emotional side. Yeah, the Magician here in reverse and the King of Wands. Collective, you left a manipulative figure. This person was very manipulative. Whoever this King of Swords and the Magician energy is, this is someone who tried to maybe use some type of, oh, we're a family here at the so-and-so job, or this is, or this could literally be a family member here who is, whoa. This could definitely be someone here who tries to pull the, oh, we're family, you know, we shouldn't be doing this to each other. I mean, like, it's a very common manipulative tactic used by people in families. And it's been shaping a lot of how the shame and the guilt that you may have towards your family, or like leaving situations here because you feel like there is this unspoken bond or whatever it is that you may have. But I'm telling you, like, the people who are putting you through the ringer like that, they don't reciprocate those feelings back to you. I feel like you've always been made to, look, even with the aces, you are a very powerful person here. And it's like people have kept you small. They've kept you hidden. They've kept you feeling like you need them. You need them is what I keep feeling. It's like people want you to feel like you need them. Yeah, the Judgment here in reverse and the Fourth. They don't want to let you know how important you are to them, how much they need you. You are the secret sauce. You are the secret ingredient to the Krabby Patty formula. You know what I mean? Like, it's you. It's not some abstract, like, no. The Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, it's like people here are very, you could have grew up in a family that was very manipulative and selfish, where people really tried to make you feel like responsible for them. Like, they tried to make you feel like, oh, you wanted to do things for yourself was selfish. Like, you could be called selfish for not bailing out Pookie and Ray Ray and them for the 19th time, or because you don't want to pay, you know, everybody's way to get into the birthday party, or you don't want to have to, you know, you have been going through it yourself, honestly. And for people to just, in my opinion, take advantage of you is the ultimate, like, disrespect. People have been very disrespectful to you in the past. That's what I'm getting at. The Eight of Cups and the King of Cups. You've had to walk away. It's like people tried to take advantage of your kind nature, your kind heart. Three of Pentacles here. But I see coming up, like, you will be celebrated here for your achievements. Either these people are going to be like, you know what, I don't think you will be getting some type of recognition. It may not be a big recognition. It just may be something as simple as, you know, one day they may just validate everything that you went through. Like, yeah, you know, this is the mom who's like, you know, I get it. I was really hard on you kids growing up, and, you know, because it's not really like taking accountability, but it's like acknowledging that, like, it's something like that. Mom and dad, a parent, or whoever, you know. I know growing up we didn't have much, and it was hard, but you made it and you got through it, and something like that. Or it could be like, you know, I wasn't always around, and maybe I could have been a better father, but, you know, your mama was always keeping me away from you. Or it could be something as, you know, when you worked with us, you know, we worked you hard as hell, and I didn't always appreciate the little things you would do, like bringing in coffee and donuts for the staff on certain, like, it could be something like that. I feel like you pulled back, you stopped doing all those extra things. You've quit this job. You left this manipulative situation with this ex, with this family member, with this family dynamic. Keep going back to the family, because with me, I see a lot of psychology in tarot, and like psychology, it all stems from our childhood and the family. That is your first relationship, and your relationship with your parents. Definitely. I don't care what you say. I don't give a fuck. The way you see your parents is definitely going to affect how you attract and romantic love. The relationship you have with your mom and dad, with whoever your caretakers are. If you feel like, I know with me, so because I feel like my parents were very hands-off, you know, like people who show interest and like affection towards me, like that shit scares me. Like that shit makes me want to run in the opposite direction. Like it really does. Like it bothers me. I'm not used to people, you know, being interested in what I'm doing genuinely. You know, it's always trying to like make fun of me, like go behind and like, oh yeah, you know, Eric's doing tarot on YouTube. Fucking idiot, fucking loser. Like, you know, like that is where my brain goes. So people who seem to have like a genuine interest in me, like I'm very cautious of them, because I'm like, I'm not used to that. I'm used to people being very dismissive. You know, they only, you know, it's like I only get attention for doing the things that look good. Like it was only a positive attention for graduating, you know, being a teacher, for being like those things. The things that were like personally interesting to me, I never got like a lot of, or any type of acknowledgement towards. It wasn't any, oh, you know, I'm so happy to see your channel growing, and da-da-da-da-da. It's just like, I don't even like to talk to them about that kind of shit. Because to me, it's like, anyway, so you could be finding that there's going to be people here that want to actually celebrate you, and the Three of Pentacles here is like, you know, your hard work is paying off. You are someone here who you do a good job of whatever it is that you do coming up here, and you need to allow yourself to be more comfortable with letting people praise you. Yeah, and recovering from financial losses here with the Five of Pentacles in reverse. You know, your money is turning around. It's been a hard year. I don't know, in my last video I was like 2025. If you think you about to run up out this year without giving me something back in return, you got me fucked up, 2025. Because I've already talked to 2026, and 2026 know that it's on thin ice. It got 2 fuck ups, okay? You got, if January and February is not hidden, we're going to have to throw your ass away before we get to March, because you're not going to fuck up my birthday month. And we're just going to have to usher in 2027 and see if 2027 get it right. Because in January and February, you got 2 fuck ups, 2026. I'm putting you on notice. Right now, 2026, you got 2 fucking bad things happening before March. Okay? I'm putting you on notice. Because 2025, think that it's about to get up out here. Like, it's asleep right now. It's in the other room asleep. They don't know that I'm talking shit right now. But 2025, when they wake up from this nap, it's going to fucking pay out something good, okay? 2025 going to pay out something good before the end of the motherfucking year, because 2025 still owe us a little bit. We ain't walking about. We are not gonna leave this year empty-handed. Goddamn it. Y'all gonna get something about this year. 2025 gonna give me something. Goddamn it. It's not gonna sneak about this year and not giving me shit. Now you said this is supposed to be 2025. The year 2025 is gonna be your year. That's all they said in 2024. 2024, 2023, 2022, they all played in our faces. I'm letting 2026 know, while it's still 2025, that it better act the fuck right. Because if not, ain't gonna be no 2027. The Hierophant and the Queen of Wands, I'm crazy as hell. You know, I feel like on one hand, I feel like you you have multiple timelines, you have multiple people rooting for you, you got multiple people waiting to see what's happening, but ultimately it's up to you. And there was this, I just saw this and it was like the universe isn't watching you, the universe is following you. Like, and I took it to mean, you know, the universe is, we are the ones that's manifesting our own reality, right? So the King of Swords and the Magician here, to me, this could also represent you not understanding your power that you hold. You, now take how it resonates, allowing your power to be absorbed, you know, cast away, repressed, suppressed here. Maybe this was for a spiritual reason beyond your understanding at this moment, which is a lot of us. You know, we incarnate here and maybe we don't understand why we picked the places and the people that we chose to incarnate here with. For whatever reason, if that's what you want to believe, some people believe that, some people don't. You know, I'm indifferent to it all. I think all of it at some point, you know, it's like anything. You know, eat the meat, spit out the bones. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. I do believe in, like, you know, there's the other side, and we maybe have missions here, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel about all the soul harvesting and the reaping and the archons and the whole hierarchy and shit. Like, sometimes I'm like, okay, that seems like a lot. But then again, you know, the Bible seems like a lot to me too. I don't know. I'm a simple person. I think, you know, you have a lot of good things coming to you. And I feel like all the tarot readers, we all say the same shit. There's always something good coming. Always something coming. It's always around the corner. It's like you know, in some way it feels like we're dangling carrots in front of people. And I feel like that is one way to look at it, right? You know, but if we have the power to change and interpret these differently here. So the Sun in reverse with the King of Swords. To me, you've battled some type of depression here of the mind. You may have had a very dark mind lately. You may have been very dark in your thoughts here, which is a common side effect of seasonal affective disorder, which some of you may have because of the current environment that you live on, especially in the northern hemisphere. You know, it's getting darker earlier, the nights are longer. We tend to get a little more, I know I do, I get a little more, you know, sad in this time of the year. Personal note, I ran out of meds a couple weeks ago. I've been trying to taper myself off of some of them, and it's just probably not the best time to do that. You know, it's like it's never going to be a good time to taper off. You know, there's always going to be something here. There's always going to be that. But I think running out, you know, and it can be dangerous. So I've been talking to my doctor about this as well. I'm not just, you know, don't ever just stop taking meds, okay? Unless you talk to your physician. I would never tell you that either. So there is a psychological, physiological component to maybe why some of you guys, if this is resonating with you, hopefully it is, maybe feeling a little melancholy, a little sadness. It could just be the seasonal effect of it. Could be other biological factors as well. The page here of Wands in reverse. Yeah, you haven't been, I know, the stagnation, the not know which direction to move into. It's not even like, it's just a lack of it. It's like Three of Swords in reverse and the Emperor here. Trying to heal a broken heart, trying to pick yourself back up. You need to be more gentle with yourself. You know? The Empress in reverse and the Queen of Pentacles. You have been very neglectful of your needs lately, as of like your real needs. Maybe you've been giving in to your wants here, but you know what? You've gotten a little soft, okay? I'm just not like soft like in like, ooh, cry, like you've gotten a little soft as in, you've overcompensated for comfort when you need to get back into being a little more disciplined. You know what I mean? I think, and as the holiday seasons, you know, we're gonna have an extra slice of cake. We're gonna have an extra slice of this. We may not, oh, you know, it's 5 degrees outside. I'm not getting up at 5 a.m. to go fucking running. Not the motherfucking day, bitch. Probably not tomorrow, you know. What was once you getting up every morning at 6 a.m. to go for a 2-mile run or to get up and go work out in the morning. You know, when it's dark as fuck and it's cold as fuck, yeah, it's kind of hard to get up at fucking 6 a.m. when it's 4 degrees outside and get to the goddamn treadmill. It's a little, even the bitches in your fucking basement. You know, the cold morning air just don't put the same pep in your step as the summer mornings. You know what I mean? And I think, you know, we say, oh, we need to be gentle with ourselves. And we do. But at some point, we get a little too gentle. And then this happened to me, you know. I got a little too, it's cold. I don't want to get outside. And next thing you know, I'm sitting here. Oh, I don't feel like making the video. My energy is low. Next thing you know, I'm frantically trying to put the video together 2 hours before it's supposed to upload. Because I still have this schedule in my mind that I'm sticking to, right? When in reality, I need to restructure how I show up in a more authentic and a more comfortable way that is going to be better for me overall. You know, instead of trying to force myself to stick to something, and it's like that, you know, instead of being like, well, fuck it, I'm not going to work out today, because maybe you switch the timing. Maybe instead of getting up early to go to the gym, maybe you have to, you know, reconfigure what it looks like. That may be an alternative. That's trying to be more solution oriented. But it's like you've been really neglecting your needs. So like, you know, oh, you know, you're like, oh, I need to lose weight, or I need to do this, I need to do that. But instead of doing that, what do? You prioritize your wants. Well, I'm tired. You know, oh, I just don't feel good, so I'm going to get this sugary coffee drink. And I'm telling you things that I've been doing. I'm sitting around complaining about gaining weight, but I'm still drinking fucking fat-ass 32-ounce cream-filled fucking cinnamon sugar whipped cream lattes, wondering why the fuck that I just gained 15 pounds in the last couple of weeks. That's the thing about me. Because I'm so big, like that way, I can gain 15 pounds in like a month, and I can lose 15 pounds in like a month. Like it's crazy. It's probably mostly just water, and I need to take a shit or piss, but yeah. It's something here where Page of Cups in reverse. Yeah. Immature. Emotionally immature. There's been some type of growth centered around your emotional maturity. Once people may have saw you as someone who was very maybe like you lashed out, or you would be someone who was you know, quick to show your feelings. And I feel like people are like, no, like, you know, collective is really mature now. Like, you can handle things. Like, maybe you were someone who, when little things would happen, you would like, you know, this is just a part of getting older. Like, things hit you differently. Like, you know, let's say you blew a tire, right, in the middle of the highway. You know, in your 20s, you may be a little discombobulated, like, oh God, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Da, 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 da. In your 30s, you're like, okay, well, you know, by 30, maybe you've learned how to change a tire. Maybe you have a better vehicle that has better spares. You know, you have the mechanisms to address certain situations a little better the older we get. You know, when we get to be in our 50s and 60s, you know, you may have, you know, roadside assistance. I got that now because I don't want to change the tire for real. I don't want to change the tire. I wish I knew how to change the tire. It'd save me $80 a year. But unfortunately, I don't. But you know, you are handling things more maturely now. In the hangman here, and you're sitting. You have a perspective on the shit that you've been through. Like, you no longer look at the past and be like, man. Like, you look at it through the new lens here. The King of Cups in reverse with the Six of Cups here. You know, when it comes to your family, I feel like you are moving towards healthier boundaries with these people. And these people are going to have to accept that whether they like it or not here. But the most important part is that you have a new perspective where you've recovered, where you have found the silver lining in some of these hard lessons from your youth, from growing up. You know, maybe growing up in a more working class environment makes the things and the way that you live now more appreciative. You have a better understanding of what it means to, you know, have things and to lose things, and you're more appreciative. You know, when I go to bed at night and I just think about my apartment, I think about where my old apartment was and how disgusting and how I hated that last place and how it was so gross, and now I can, like, you know, I'm not saying that I do this, but, you know, my old place, it started to get really bad towards the end, and I was really embarrassed to even film videos because I never knew what was going to happen. And when I first moved in there, it was pristine, it was like, it was nice, but then, you know, over the years, more and more new tenants came and left, and, you know, I was there for about three and a half years, and I paid rent on time every single time. I never had any problems. There was never any police called on me. Never had any complaints from my neighbors about noise or trash or anything like that. But the people above me, where I was there for 3 years, there were 3 sets of tenants that lived above me. And every single one of them were loud, had animals, in this tiny little shoebox. I'm telling you, it was about the size of my living room and kitchen, maybe, put together. It's a shoebox. And the last set of people, they had 2 big-ass dogs. I'm talking, like, they had a husky and maybe a Kia or something like that. One of them big snow dogs, right? And I'm just like, where the fuck do you have these dogs? Like, how do you have, like... And I'm sitting there, I'm like, y'all must not have any furniture, because I hear them running around. And I'm like, this shit is not that big. You cannot put no dog. You could not have put 2 dogs in my apartment and it had anywhere to run. It'd have been hitting all kinds of shit. They were loud. They were screaming. And I started noticing more and more throughout the years, there would be more and more sights of little critters. And I was like, see, I hate this place because those people... I know it was them, it was the people next to them, because when these people started moving in, that's when I noticed certain things started happening. And I talked to the neighbor next to me, and I was like, have you been seeing some little... She was like, yes. And then both of us, I walk outside past her apartment, all I smelled was bleach. You walk past my apartment, all you smell was bleach. A bleached bitch. I started getting bleach bottles. It taught me a lot. To say this, it taught me how to make sure that before you go to bed, make sure everything is clean, everything is wiped down. It made me clean a lot more just because I was catching strays from other people not being clean. And to be here at this place where it's been, you know, almost 6 months, and just to go from like what I was living with to what I'm living in now, I'm more appreciative of the things of like, damn, like, ooh, you left that foil out with the, I don't know, something, right? Not even like you left any food out. Like you might have left, I had a plate. Maybe I left a plate or something. You know, it's just like, in my last place, it'd have been all kinds of, you know what I mean? It's just, couldn't put your cup down to drink. It was just, you know, it was bad. It was bad. Since I've been here, it's been a blessing that I've had not had any of those issues. And I say all that to say this, because I never had any of that shit growing up as a kid. Never had anything like that growing up as a kid. That was so uncomfortable for me. Luckily, it wasn't that long of an experience that I had to live with that. Just a couple of months of it just being really... Anyway, I say all that to say this. I'm so appreciative of what I went through because now I don't have to deal with that. I appreciate just having a nice, clean space to lay my head that's all mine. You know, not having to deal with certain things. It's made me more appreciative. And I feel like when you look back and you look at what you went through in life, from the people who were supposed to love you the most and how they were some of the people who hurt you and put you down, it taught you how to be strong. It taught you how to handle shit. It taught you how to be a bigger person. It taught you how to get through things and not be so emotionally reactive, be so emotionally responsive, be so emotionally reactive and explosive. So now people can't trigger you. Right, when you come across a narcissist, they can't say little slide shit that may get other people to respond. They look at you and they're like, how come Collective ain't getting upset because you're like, bitch, I know what you're trying to do. Okay? Like, the devil was clever, but he has few tricks. They do the same shit. They all do the same fucking things. All of them, all the devils, they all do the same thing. They have a very fucking small toolbox. And it is separate and keep up lies and confusion. That's all they do is deflect, misdirect, redirect, deflect, deny, and keep up confusion and delusion and denial. It's all the same. It's all the things to get you confused, to get you to start self-doubting yourself, to make you turn in on your own fucking thoughts. It's all the devil has ever tried to do, and that's all he knows how to do, is try to disrupt your thinking and disrupt you from your true connection with God. Disrupt you with drugs, sex, alcohol, booze, ego, making you think that the things that you want are of God when they are really just of you. Making you feel like, oh, well, I want this channel so I can build a community. But basically, I've had to pull myself back a few times because it gets so easy when I'm sitting there and I wake up and why didn't I get it? It's like, hold up, Eric. You get in your ego, you getting that ego starting to come out. Are you upset because you didn't get 50,000 followers overnight? But wake up and look at all the beautiful messages that you receive from the people that you have helped. Don't lose sight of what's truly important here. And in the past, the devil tried to play with you. The devil tried to get in your mind. This reading is going in a different direction. But that's okay. It's okay. Because sometimes it's halfway through the message do I see the real message coming out. And this message is about you doubting yourself, you not believing in yourself, you forfeiting your power to the devil. And when I mean the devil, I'm not talking about some horned red dude that's in hell with fire and demons around him. I'm talking about this devil up here, this inner critical, the egoic mind, the mind that keeps you stuck and limited, it keeps you attached to comfort rather than experiencing temporary discomfort for a lifetime of growth. You can sit up and I want to get back in the gym and like, yeah, you get into the gym and you start pumping, you start lifting them weights, and then and the guy next to you is doing twice as much as you, and the guy to the left or the right is doing 3 times as much as you, and you get in your head because you're like, damn, why can't I lift as much as them? I'm never going to be able to lift as much as them. And then you stop, right? And then that's exactly what the devil, it was getting into your head that told you will never be good as them. But that motherfucker was right where you are a few years ago, a month ago maybe. That motherfucker right over there was right where you were a couple years ago, having the same fucking thoughts. And if they let those thoughts win, they wouldn't be the motherfucker to the left of you or to the right of you that you get to fucking look up to. You're going to either be the bitch that people look up to and they want to inspire to be, or you're just going to be somebody that's always looking up to somebody, always pushing yourself back, pushing yourself down because someone else is doing it better than you. When in fact, that motherfucker was just where you were. And instead of letting that be an inspiration of where you could go, you let it keep you from getting to where you want to be. Because you rather prioritize being comfortable than pushing forward. And it happens. And that was an example in how that scenario relates to the gym. It could be anything, really. Anything that I know, maybe I'll get, I'm going to start eating right next week. I just got to get, I did buy them, whatchamacallits in the cabinets. I probably need to eat that shit first before I, start putting in, healthier food options. I did get all that bacon and all them pork and all that. You need to just throw that shit out and get you some turkey. But, I ain't going to ever say do that because the way that turkey and chicken and everything is priced right now, yeah, you had to get pork and maybe lower quality, higher fat content food items because you just couldn't afford to eat $10.99 ground grass-fed cow ground beef, 90% lean, 10% fat ground beef. Maybe you got to get the 7327 with a little bit of fat in it that tastes good with spaghetti sauce. Sometimes that 90-10 don't make a good hamburger. That 90-10 does not make a good hamburger. That 90-10 is not good for shit, for real, for real. I do not like 90-10. I really don't. I need me a good 85-15. Like, I need at least, it's that 90-10 ground beef. It does not. It don't be, that skillet be looking dry. It be hot as fucking speed dry. But damn, what the grease at? It just be just sitting there, just burning that damn pot up. Like, damn, like, it just, it's not for, I'm just trying to get myself to eat the 90-10, and I'm just, go get that ground chuck, like that 85-15 for me, please. I know, ground sword lean. Go get that 85-15, please. Go get that 85. If you cook, you know what I'm talking about. The people who don't cook, like, what is he talking about? What's 90-10? If you know, you know. That 85-15 word at. You ain't gotta get the 27-73. That is a lot of fucking fat. You gotta strain that shit out. We ain't going back to Big Mama and Grandma days when they had that, we're not doing all that. We can get the 85-15. You know what I mean? We ain't gotta do all of that. Some of y'all get it, some of y'all don't. Two of Pentacles, Two of Cups here in reverse. This is a spiritual breakup, perhaps. This is you not being in union with yourself. This is with you, your emotions, and your mental. And it's like you've been fighting yourself for the longest here. You've been fighting your spirit. You've been fighting your true nature. You've been trying too hard. You've been doing too much. And the areas like where you trying to keep yourself feeling comfortable, when it's like the push, you need to bring in more balance. Yeah. Cut through that bullshit, Is it? No, it must be the washing machine. The dryer must have shrunk the girl. The dryer did not shrink your clothes. You gained 15 pounds because you've been sitting around all day, all month, all last couple weeks. Don't blame the dryer. You know what I'm talking about? Blame the dryer for some shit that the dryer had nothing to do with. Don't be blaming the devil. The devil didn't make you eat 6 ice cream sandwiches last weekend. Don't blame the devil on that. That was you. That was them 2 blunts you were smoking a day, and the munchies you had, not drinking water, not eating vegetables, eating snacks and shit all day instead of eating real food. Now, blame the devil for some real shit now, but the devil ain't do everything now. You know, he take credit where he need to, but don't blame him for it. Don't give him that much power. Some of it is within our control. And there's several different types of devils. The point I'm trying to make is you got to listen to your own brain. And your brain is a very powerful weapon. It's a very powerful tool. Both. It's a weapon and a tool, depending on how you use it, right? And it can be weaponized against you, or it can be weaponized against the enemy. And that's the first lesson. There's a lot of yellow here, so I'm getting self-worth. I'm getting, okay, good. I love this. So you are justice here in the strength card. So this is definitely deeply personal here. You're bringing in balance, and you're finding the courage and the strength to change your habits, to change certain beliefs that you have. You're being more self-aware. You're going to be good, collective, here. You know, ooh, I know this is this turned into a sermon almost. Lovers here in reverse. What's that all about? Disharmony. You have to break up some attachment here. You're disconnecting from something here. And it's going to lead you to, it's going to lead you down a road where you have lots of options and a new beginning here. It's going to take hard work to get there. But I think this Lovers in reverse is you correcting and going through a dark night here. You're about to go through another, dark night. You're going to reevaluate some shit in your life. Yeah, this is a very deep message. And before we go, I want to give you guys a little... what should we do? You know what? I know what we should do. Let's do an affirmation. Let's do an affirmation. The universe has your back. The universe is waiting on you to determine what direction and which path you want to go in, because you can do anything you want. What is the message that collective needs to hear today? Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for being a part of this channel, for watching, liking, subscribing, leaving a comment. I appreciate all that you do. All right, here's your message. When I lean on the faith of the universe, peace becomes real. When I lean on the faith of the universe, peace becomes real. Yeah, I have to read that slowly because when I put it in the camera, it inverts it. So. I must give you another one just because I like you. Attack, pain, fear, judgment, and any form of separation are merely calls for help. So anytime you feel that devil energy, okay, because that's all the devil is attack, pain, fear, judgment, and any form of separation. Separation is devil energy here. They're called for help. So whenever you feel like that, that's your body letting you know, that's your brain, that's something telling you that you need to pay attention. This is something that you need help with. And this just flew out. Energy flows where my intention goes, so pay attention to what you think about. Obstacles or detours in the right direction. Ooh, I love that one. That should be a tattoo. Obstacles or detours in the right direction. So resistance is necessary for growth, and it pushes us forward. It makes us stronger. I create mindful moments throughout the day, reminding myself that I am love and miracles are natural. You are. You know, this was I love when I do readings that end up taking me to a place where I didn't think that the message was going to go. And I used to come on and really have like, okay, well, I want the reading to kind of go this way, and I don't want to be on here for too long, maybe like just 30 minutes. Next thing you know, it's 45-minute reading. Nine of Cups. Wish fulfillment. You are definitely on the right path, and I know, it may seem difficult, it may seem arduous, it may seem even like, God, what is with all the delays and the confusions and the start and stop? And I feel like a lot of things sometimes feel like start and stop. But it's not necessarily start and stop. It's just a checkpoint. There's a lot of checkpoints because what you're bringing into this world is so tailor-made for you that it needs to just, you know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't send a man in the space if you didn't have to check constantly when you're about to be launched into orbit, basically. And they have to check to make sure there's no holes in the suit. They have to triple, double, quadruple check. They gotta check it twice before they even start the shift. They gotta check, you know what I mean? The spirit don't play about you, and they making sure they check every box before they launch your ass, because they don't want no whichever one, Apollo, whatever, or challenge. They don't want none of that. You're not gonna just blow up. They don't want you to be like Ice Spice. They want you to have a longevity. Shout out to Ice Spice. They don't want you to just be a one-hit wonder. They want you to be able to have a couple of playlists. You want to be Who Let the Dogs Out? You want to be the shit for 2000? Or do you want to be Beyonce? And just, rule. Well, okay, you know what I'm trying to say? You want to have like, you want to be like, oh, you was the shit in 2001, or do you want to be like the Ryan Seacrest? He was just a little nobody. When American Idol came out, now the motherfucker owned half of Fox, and he's doing all kinds of shit. And, he went from being this DL white dude, if white boys can be DL, I don't know, or he was accused of being down low. Anyway. You know what I mean? Like, you want to be like, not that you want to be him. I'm not making very good analogies. Which brings me to another point. Know when to shut the fuck up and get off the internet. That was my cue to get off. Alright. Until then, I love you guys. Drink water, be safe, and peace. Don't forget to like and subscribe.